a workaholic, and an orator par excellence, who wants Nigerians to know what the government is doing for the people, has been able to put in his best, and his members of the team. I will tell you that during the National Good Governance Tour, some of us were lagging behind, but he was always number one and never allowed anybody to lag behind and make sure that Nigerians are well informed. So if we do agree with my assessment, can we please rise and give the Honorable Minister a very, very big round of applause for letting Nigerians to know what is happening. I want to thank you. Can we be seated, please? Well, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have received well over 250 questions, but we've decided to be a bit selective because of time constraint. And as such, we'll begin with the questions that we've received from the social media. And our rules here today, and just like any other day, is that if you do have any question, you please raise up your hands, tell us your name. I will start with a few questions that I have. And this one is going to the Honorable Minister of Defense. Honorable Minister of Defense, you said in your presentation that the personnel vehicle carrier was built by the Nigerian Army. What is the local content? This one is coming from Engineer Gufal from Kaduna. Another one from Bala Ibrahim in Kano. He said, we have reports of the American Defense Secretary visiting American troops in war fronts. Have the Honorable Minister visited our troops in Adamawa, Borno, and Yobe, who are battling the Boko Haram? Please tell us. Then from retired Captain Mike in Owerri, he said the Ministry of Defense is a very large organization, so much that President Obasanjo in the past had to appoint 4 ministers at a time to oversee the ministry. Now that you are the only minister, how are you coping up? And as a lady, one coming from Shegun Oladele in Lagos, he said there are insinuations that admissions into the NDA and recruitment into various services are largely based on criteria of the applicant's parents' background in the military. Is this true? Then another one coming from a concerned soldier. He said, what is the ministry doing about the welfare of members of the armed forces? Then this one coming from one retired Major Polycarp, Kevin. Retired Major Polycarp wants to know if the Presidential Committee on Barracks Rehabilitation was set up as an intervention agency to achieve the Millennium Development Goals. He is asking if the Barracks Rehabilitation Committee has been able to achieve what it is set out for. And for the Minister of Information, this one is coming from Gamau in Toro local government area of Bauchi State. He said, my question to the Honorable Minister of Information is, what is the ministry doing to ensure that common Nigerian citizens have the right to express their thoughts on national issues, e.g., mismanagement of public funds, insecurity, government inaction, etc., etc. And still another question for Minister of Information. This is coming from one Ibrahim in Lube. He said, Honorable Minister of Information, sir, thank you for a job well done. Will your ministry please compile the ministry's presentation in book form for wider circulation? And a final question for Minister of Information is coming from Adazi in Ebonyi State. He said, Honorable Minister of Information, what will your ministry do to bring this ministerial platform down to states where the Commissioner of Information will equally host each commissioner to tell the people what they have done in the office and let the people ask questions? So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'll now invite my colleague Yahya Umar to please come forward and ask the set of questions he has. Yahya Umar.
Thank you, Peter. From Rosemary Paul in Suleja via SMS. Minister of Defense, why are the civilian lecturers at the Institute of Technology and Environment Studies located at NASMI in Makurdi not absorbed by the ministry as permanent staff? Many of them are contract staff for more than 5 years now. Please do something. What is the accreditation status of the institute? Is it a monotechnic or a polytechnic? This one comes from Jude Ikem for the Minister of Defense. What is the ministry doing to catch up with the rest of the world in this modern era where the state-of-the-art equipment are the order of the day? Like I do know that our Alpha Jets fighter planes are nothing to be compared to the one that F-15, that's F-15 and F-16 fighter planes, even though the Alpha Jets is cost-effective and easy to maintain. But don't your ministry think it is time we meet up with more advanced weapons, since we want a permanent seat in the Security Council? From Eziala Emmanuel in Enugu. Good morning, Honorable Minister of Defense. I know that you are doing a great job in the ministry, and I really commend you. What are your plans and strategies to proffer an unending solution against the so-called insecurity in some parts of the north, central, and northeastern part of the country? Another one comes in from the same person. Honorable Minister, that's Eziala Emmanuel. When are the military pensioners going to be paid their 53% pension arrears? It is confirmed that the money was budgeted for this year's budget. Good morning, Honorable Minister of Defense. What is so difficult to ensure admission into NDA and NMS? The forms are not sold publicly, and you have to get signature of a serving major. Okay. Now another one, Honorable Minister of Defense, I am a crime-free Nigerian and jobless, interested in joining any of the paramilitary security agencies. What can I do about it? And this one says, what is the Minister of Defense doing to tightly secure our porous borders from the enemies of peace of Nigeria? Pastor Precious Neji Enugu. From James Ikemu Airport, Honorable Minister of Defense, thank you very much for your work, that you're doing well. Okay. From Ahiru Abbas in Funtua via SMS. Honorable Minister of Defense, what is the update on the payment of benefits of former soldiers who were relieved of their appointments because they were alleged to have married citizens of countries where they went for peacekeeping operations? Honorable Minister of Information, Nigeria's image abroad is being tainted by the day by some bad Nigerians. Please ensure that your former Nigerian information service centers are reopened without delay. Make sure they are well funded if reopened. We need their services. Do not award contracts for the laundering of the country's image. You have the best hands to do this publicity work for the country on a continuous and lasting basis. Let Mr. President know this very plea, sir, from Donatus Uzo in the United Arab Emirates via Facebook. From Justin Ehizoje in Canada via email. Honorable Minister of Information, Nigerians living in other parts of the world are quite happy with you and your team for getting Nigerians informed and making the voice of citizens sacred for the leadership. We look forward to more of this initiative. However, one has not seen critical MDAs, for instance, Petroleum Resources Minister, the Honorable Minister of Power, and the Honorable Minister of Trade and Investment. Are they not accountable to Nigerians, or what is going on? Then finally, Honorable Minister of Information, some FM radio stations in the country find it difficult to hook up to national stations for news and other important programs, and also oftentimes experience intermittent loss of signals even when they are able to hook up. Similarly, these radio stations cannot sustain program broadcasts for upward of 12 hours. What are you doing about this? From Prince Hardy in Katsina State. Thank you.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, those were the questions so far received from the social media. We would now invite questions from the floor, and we will take just 3 and we'll round up. Please come.
The Honorable Ministers, the PAMSEC.
Please go ahead, no protocol.
Yes, I am Muhammad Abdel Kadri. The first leg of my question has to do with the PSO, Peace Support Operations. And specifically, I'm interested in the area of COE, Contingent Owned Equipment. What is the current status of our current contingent owned equipment? Is it a win-win one as at now? Then 2, I'm also interested in the area of ISO, Internal Security Operations. We have been to Krenoa, we have been to other places where the JTF have done wonderfully well, especially at the camps of the Boko Haram. Now the civilian component of JTF are beginning to emerge, which is a trend to support nations. Now we are 5th. What is responsible for the fall? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Unless I invite you, you can't come forward, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Chika Eze. I work for Voice of Nigeria. My question goes to the Honorable Minister of State for Defense. Please, I'm interested in the issue of the ex-servicemen. Please, could you tell us what you're doing to take care of their issues? Because with me here is a press release issued by them yesterday. There are allegations there that about 53% pension arrears of these men have not been paid. And there are even underpayment of their gratuity and pensions. Please, could you enlighten us more? Thank you very much.
Next.
My name is Salisu Waziri. I report for Voice of Nigeria. My question goes to the Minister of Information. Sir, it is very obvious that this present administration is doing a lot to alleviate the sufferings of Nigerians. There's a popular advert on FRCN that says, we will be defined with what we say and what we do. You talked about the Nigerian Film and Video Censors Board, that they are helping the nation, but today, some of the movies they produce, you can't sit with your parents and watch it because of the nudity in those videos. So, before we used to watch films, we would sit down with all our parents, but now, you watch film, you don't know what the next scene will tell. If they are doing something, whether you should close your eyes or should just go out of the room. So what is the ministry doing to check these acts? And also, please, I want to ask, some of the parasites are under the Ministry of Information. Some of them don't have DG. Sir, what are you doing to check on that? Thank you.
CSO, Pastor. Go ahead.
Well, thank you, moderator. My name is Pastor Jason Ngor, National President, Youth Organization for Unity and Harmony of Society. I'm speechless. I'm simply awed by the accomplishments of Madam in this ministry. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Madam and Mr. President. And the question I have, my concern now here is, if our young people can accomplish so much under their present condition of service, I can only imagine what they will accomplish. They have a level playing ground with their counterparts abroad. What I'm saying here is, I have heard stories. I was at your civil military relations seminar. I had stories in terms of remuneration, in terms of condition of living standards, in terms of all kinds of things. Now, the act that enacted the force should not leave the welfare of men and women who have signed off their life to protect our lives and property to the discretion of their high commands. The National Assembly should be able to give you a baseline that you must comply with. And I saw that some of them are here. So, Madam, now, I want to ask the last very question is that they have accomplished so much in Northeast in peacekeeping force abroad, but we can't lie that we don't have casualties. We can't lie. We have casualties, but we are not seeing proper burials, recovery of corpses. We're not seeing that. Now, what are you doing about that? What are you doing about?
Thank you. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you. Next. Thank you.
My name is Mr. Blackson Olasheni Bayomi, the Chairman Nigeria Conversation. I would like to appreciate the Honorable Minister for the wonderful job he's doing and for letting Nigeria know what the government is doing. This is a version of Nigeria Conversation, citizenship engagement and citizenship participation, not to commend you for the good work you are doing. My own concern is about destroying Nigeria images abroad, because based on our activities across the nations of the world on Nigeria Conversation with Nigerian diasporas, we see where most of Nigerians are afraid of coming home based on what they are hearing from CNN and BBC and other national media, which is not actually presenting the Nigeria image in good way. So I want to ask the Ministry, Honorable Minister, what is the ministry doing about countering this wrong perception of Nigeria? We should be proud of our country. Nigeria is moving forward. It's a great country. We have to protect our Nigeria, but some media, international houses are misrepresenting what is happening in the home. So we want the Ministry of Information to counter this, because I just met Minister of Foreign Affairs. I discussed with him on what's happening in South Africa. They have to sponsor documentary in South Africa. I agree with me that the Nigerian International Affairs, they are going to South Africa. They sponsor documentary of what is happening at home, what Nigeria has done for South Africa in their media there. So I want the Minister of Information to do something to counter this image model of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, may I now invite the Honorable Minister of Defense to come and answer our own side of the question. Honorable Minister of Defense.
Thank you very much for the questions you asked concerning our sector. Well, somebody asked about the local content that went into the manufacture of the armored personnel carrier. I'm happy to report that we fulfilled more than 40% local content as follows. Number one is the design. You must know first of all what you want to achieve and what you want that vehicle to do. And so you target your design towards that. Number two is the labor, which means we have proficient engineers that can bring this about. And they did their very best and came up with that APC. And of course, we have the facilities, the construction facilities, which came into use when we were building this indigenous APC. Now, for the materials, for the superstructure, these were all procured locally, including other sundry materials. Of course, you know that if, for instance, our steel development had been what we wanted it to be, you know, like producing steel from Ajaokuta and all that, we would have done everything 100%. But while we are still waiting for that to come into being, we shall keep doing what we are doing now. And then also, somebody asked if I had been to the Northeast, to the states of Adamawa, Yobe, and Borno. I must ask that person also, how are you sure I have not been? I probably have been there, and I've been embedded with the troops in Kamo. You do not know, but I cannot tell you anything further than that. And then somebody asked why I'm the only person now at the M in the ministry. That there were 4 before. Well, I give God the glory for President Goodluck Jonathan to give me the opportunity to serve the good people of this country. And for as long as I have the capability, the energy, I will keep giving my very best to the service of my country. Yes, the PCBR, that's the the Barrack Rehabilitation Committee. They've achieved a lot, bringing about Barrack rehabilitation in the barracks for various services, the Navy, the Air Force, the Army. Likewise, of course, you know, the Army is also very much involved in doing that for the officers and men. The staff who are temporary staff in NASMI, Makodi, somebody talked about them not being absorbed by the ministry. Well, it's not just NASMI Makodi. We're also looking at other armed forces schools all across the country, whether we can get them the Federal Civil Service Commission to absorb them and make them permanent. We are still at it. Yes, and then to our jets, the Alpha jets. You know, for many years, the sector, the defense sector, was not well funded. Today, Mr. President is trying his very best to ensure that new platforms are procured for the various services to ensure that our capability is further enhanced. Now, without doing anything about it, he had to make sure that he's totally in control of the whole entity called Nigeria. And we give God the glory. Today, we have recorded 99% success. And we are going to ensure that the areas which we have liberated from the insurgents are properly looked after by way of ensuring that civil administration returns to those areas. Now, for the 53% pension arrears, I want to inform all our retirees who are yet to be paid that arrangements are in very top gear. And this is not just talking, it's not politics, this is the truth. We have had meetings at the ministry with officials of the finance ministry, the director budget, the director, I think, expenditure, and also I've been having talks with the coordinating minister of the economy. All the reports have now been given to Mr. President. We are waiting for a final word now on when we are going to kickstart this. So please, I would just implore them to have some patience, because Mr. President is on top of this situation and he is a man of his words. He will do something very soon. We had the meeting with the chairman of the region in the States and with that of Abuja. I think in the very next, not too far distant future, something will be done. I also want to talk about the contingent owned equipment, or COEs, which Kadri mentioned, that Nigeria is one of the largest contributors to peacekeeping in the world. She has been since the days of the Congo up till present day. However, during the I think the one in Darfur in Sudan, unfortunately, because of the peculiar nature of that area, a lot of our equipment at some point broke down. Some needed just maybe tires and so on, and so then the rating went down. But since that time, that was, I think, since last year, when DHQ and the Quas sent in people to go into Sudan, they sent in army engineers to go and effect repairs. From, I think, 20-something% rating, I think today our rating by the UN is about 80%. Because most of those equipments are working very, very effectively now. We want to ensure that we achieve about 90% anyway. And then entrance into the NDA and I think the Nigerian Military School. First of all, I want Nigerians to know that the military has, the armed forces of Nigeria protects the standards it has set for itself a long time ago, and as such, they must be qualified not just academically, but in character and personality. And so all those who do not measure up may not be considered. But if you do measure up and you are qualified, you will be considered most definitely. Thank you very much.
Well, we thank the Honorable Minister of State Defense for the answers so far proffered. May we now receive the answers from the Honorable Minister of Information.
Well, I will start with the question by the chairman, Nigerian Conversations, about the image of Nigeria and the behavior of some foreign media organizations. Those media organizations have always been a problem, sometimes not only to Nigeria, but in most countries. For example, in the course of this state of emergency, one of the organizations ran a very, very negative story on the state of emergency. But the truth of the matter is that there are certain things that happen in our country that give us negative image. And those things often interest news media more, especially foreign news media. Even our own media, if you look at some of the reports we receive, negative stories make more news to human beings. When you wake up and the day breaks and the sun hangs in the sky, it's not a miracle for you. But when a magician comes and performs some magic, You think that that magician is more important than God. So people are more interested in the negatives. And some news organizations go for them because they sell more. People like gossip. People like something that is unusual. So as a country, if we can reduce those things that are unusual, it may also help to a large extent. For example, if Boko Haram strikes, the world will report it. If people kidnap, some news organizations will be more interested in those things. So I think the first responsibility for us as citizens is that we should reduce the negatives. And I think we can reduce them. So my first challenge is that we as citizens should understand that when we do certain things wrong, they multiply. People who maybe have low image of our country, they will amplify them. I am concerned about Nigerians reducing the negatives in this country. Not all of us, very few people, 0.001%. Those are the people that are engaged in some of the practices that those organizations continue to focus on. I can tell you, my brother, that we have people in Nigeria who go abroad. They will grant interview to CNN and run down the country, including sometimes political leaders, including sometimes individual and private people. They go abroad, they just open their mouth, they run down the country, they tell them that nothing is working in this country. And those are the people that those journalists go to interview more because they say things negative. There is a certain level of patriotism we must cultivate. We still have to work on that as a people. Once we do that, then the external arm, we're tackling it. You remember I was with you in England. We have series of activities lined up for the rest of the year to handle external publicity and imaging of our country. And you and I remember that even in the next 2 weeks, you will be in Atlanta with you on some of those programs to re-engineer the image of the country. So we will do it. But the truth, we have been doing so. The report I gave you, if you go through it, the kind of external activities we have gone out, apart from physically touring those agencies and getting interviews, discussing with Nigerians abroad, we are going to continue. The next step about dealing with that also is that the President has approved the return of our information attaches to some strategic embassies abroad. So what I hope is that in the next budget, the Chairman Senate Committee will support their return by ensuring that, because returning there means that on a daily basis, those people can go to CNN, can go to anywhere to counter, even if we don't counter from here. It's very, very important that we do that. So I agree with you, it's our work. And I call on all Nigerians, politicians, NGO people, civil society agencies, our newspapers, let us reduce the negative things we say about the country which constitute news abroad. If we do that, it will help in the overall packaging of the image of Nigeria. Some parastatals have no directors general. Yes, I knew that that question would definitely come in the course of this presentation. Yes, I can assure you that those vacancies will be filled very, very soon. Very, very, very soon. I want to give you the assurance. Once Mr. President, has some time to discuss on the things we have put before him, those vacancies will be filled very, very soon. But I want to thank those who have acted, because they have done a good job of holding on and keeping those agencies going. And the decision to fill those vacancies will be taken. And they are no rule out either. It depends on what the President does. Is the one who will fill those vacancies, and I believe he's acting on them. If some stations cannot hook to FRCN or NTA, that means those stations have technical problems. Because ordinarily, once you have a contract to hook on, it is your own facility in-house that will enable you to hook on. And I've consulted with DGMBC. We said there's nothing stopping stations from hooking. So if stations have technical problems, if they are private stations, they have to look at their own facilities. Most of them is because of their own technical problems in-house. They do not emanate from NTA or FRCN. Somebody also asked a question from Bauchi, saying what is the ministry doing to ensure common people express their views? My brother from Toro, if you have been listening to us, we have all the facilities for Nigerians to express their views, common people. We have not only ensured the availability of local stations, we have community stations for the first time in this country. In every state, the federal government has almost, sometimes in some places, 3 radio stations, sometimes 3 television stations. So we also have information officers in the state. What is expected is, if you have something to say, you have to find a platform to say it so that it will be reported. It's not possible for us to reach everybody, but we have everything laid out for everybody to express themselves. And Nigerians will know that when it comes to self-expression, we are some of the most active in the world. So unfortunately, we can't reach each and every Nigerian, but when you step out and you have something to say, I am sure we will report. Whether we will direct state governments to also do ministerial platforms, the constitution is clear. We run a federation and states are autonomous. They have their own governments backed by the constitution. They have their own 3 arms of government. The federal government cannot legislate its programs for the states. But I want to thank the state for participating on the National Good Governance Tour, and some of them confess that working together, a lot of things can happen. But I have seen states also copy the platform. Last year, Yobe State also introduced its own ministerial platform, and all the commissioners made presentation to the state live on television. I saw it on NTA. 1 or 2 states have also given notice that they will soon start their own ministerial platform to get their commissioners and the entire executives of their states to discuss with their people on the progress. So what we can do is to cultivate good practices which states are at liberty to copy or find their own methods of talking to their people. We cannot legislate that all of them should do what we are doing. But I believe as we go on, some of them will also copy what is good for them from the federal programs. I thank the person that spoke from Canada that they now have a lot of access to what we do because because of the programs we are doing. We want to assure him that we will continue to do more to ensure that Nigerians at home and abroad get what we are doing. Somebody also asked from the United Arab Emirates that there are Nigerians abroad that are tarnishing the image of Nigeria. Now that is the point I made. Those Nigerians are in the minority. But let me appeal to all of us that when you do something negative, it's not about you. It is about where you come from also. So Nigerians should try to do things that are positive. When you go abroad, be a good ambassador of your country. Obey the laws of all the countries you live in. When you are at home, be a good citizen. Obey the laws of all of our country and respect the country and show patriotism. Then the rest of the country will begin to change their own opinion about us. So managing the reputation and image of our country is my responsibility. Yes, but I can't do it alone. I need the cooperation of all Nigerians to get this done. Finally, let me congratulate my sister for the appearance today. And let me congratulate the armed forces again. Because this country must continue to thank them. When people take up the duty of laying down their lives for our own liberty, for our own security, the least we expect is to continue to encourage them, continue to support them. Look at all the systems that were shown today. And even these systems are what the military are comfortable showing us. Nobody will tell the story of everything they do in the security services. But I want Nigerians to continue to be reassured that we have capable armed forces, we have capable security agencies, that can compare to any country and that will continue to secure the territorial integrity of our country. But what we need to do is to reduce the problem for them. Somebody said other American defense ministers, they go to visit their troops in the war front. They don't go to internal insurrection in America. Those defense ministers will not be happy to go and see their armed forces deploying their weapons to contain the misbehavior of their citizens. Where you see them is in Iraq, you see them in Afghanistan. But what we are containing in this country is an internal security operation to restore, order because of our own misbehavior. I'm not sure any minister of defense will be happy. I'm not happy because I expect the army of Nigeria not to be engaged at home but abroad. So I call on all our people to behave. If Nigerians know that we have the best country, one of the best countries in this world, honestly, which country will you go that is as beautiful as Nigeria, as diverse as Nigeria, with people vibrant? Let's love our country so that we can reduce the work of our armed forces. That is what we require. So I believe we are heading somewhere, and I'll continue to commend you. But I wanted to ask the minister, what is Igirigi? Because he said that the APC is called Igirigi. Maybe the chief of army staff will answer that question, not on this platform. But it sounded very good. But I want to assure the person who asked, what is the percentage of the tank made in Nigeria? Well, we underrate our capacity a lot in this country. I went to Jaji and I saw physically the APC that was designed by the Nigerian Army. Now, when I went to Innocent Factory, vehicle manufacturing company at Nnewi, I saw that Nigerians are designing the vehicles manufactured there from scratch to finish. We show them here. The buses, the pickup vans, the trucks, they manufacture them here in the country, design them. Not that anybody is bringing anything to be assembled. Everything is designed, manufactured, the fly sheets are there, everything is done from beginning to the end. So we have the capacity. What we need therefore is the patriotism to support what is made in Nigeria. That is what we require, and then our country will grow from strength to strength. Is this the last ministerial platform? No. Somebody asked the question, why is petroleum not here? Why is Minister of Power not here? Why has trade and investment not come? They are coming to this platform. They couldn't come because we designed a program. There are exigencies of government. When power was supposed to be here, they went on a roadshow to advertise the new power plants for private investment in London. So, and we didn't want power to come without petroleum because their story is interlinked. So after today, the ministerial platform will go on a 2-week break and resume. When we resume, we will take power, we will take petroleum resources, and we will also take trade and investment. After that, we will take specialized agencies, including SHOPI and the kind of thing they have done with the subsidy reinvestment. We will also take Petroleum Technology Development Fund and a few other super agencies that are doing a lot of work for the people of Nigeria. So this is not the last of the platform. We will still be coming back in 2 weeks. But for all your attention and support so far, I thank you and I give you salute. Thank you very much.
We thank all the honorable ministers that have made presentations so far. And on behalf of the organizers, we want to say thank you. Can we all now stand for the national anthem? Please, there will be